These are the books that made me rich and are going to help my family for generations to come. So I'm going to break down each book, but your homework is to read one of these books and tag me in your story on how that book affected your life. Deal? Okay, this is really, really important. Remember, knowledge is not power. Knowledge enacted upon is power. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this knowledge and you're going to go activate on it for a long enough period of time to make it your new paradigm. So I'm going to break down how these books absolutely changed my life. My name is Coach JV. I went from completely losing everything to a millionaire investor and a millionaire in business, and I'm working to pass it down to the next generation. So this is really, really important, and I've helped over 14,000 people worldwide break free from the just over broke system through my capital DR strategy. Okay, check this out. So books that made me rich, we're gonna break down each one of them. So Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. Now, why do I have this one, number 1 and number 2? Okay, the key is this and this. Mind and think. Okay, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. The mind and think and grow rich. It's in the title. It's your mind, it's your mindset, and it's what you think on a daily basis. And I know that sounds elementary and simplistic, but if you study the reticular activating system, very, very important, that's one of your homeworks as well. The RAS, it's God's GPS. The RAS is a sophisticated filter. Its only job, what God created in your mind, its only job is to filter out all the information. So if I say, I am building $1 billion ecosystem, I should change it to, I am $1 billion ecosystem, which we do. And the RAS job is to filter out everything that has nothing to do with that. So I had been saying that I am a millionaire, and it filtered out everything out, and I became a millionaire. Then I said I am a multi-millionaire, and it filtered everything out, and I became a multi-millionaire. I now say we are $1 billion ecosystem. Opportunities, investments keep coming my way, and eventually you will see, you can watch the journey, I will become $1 billion ecosystem. Because it's all about the mindset and what you think. Now, why is this so important? It's because what you're experiencing right now, whether you believe it or not, is from the deep-rooted subconscious mind programming from your grandparents to your parents to you. So from the womb to 8 to 10 years old, you were programmed like a computer about money. So here's the rub. If you are not born from wealth, you're not a Rockefeller, a Trump, you weren't handed a golden spoon, that means your programming is based on your parents' capacity to understand money. So if your parents are broke and there's no wealth in your family and they keep going in debt, that's the programming you have. So you need to start here. Secrets of the Millionaire Mind and Think and Grow Rich. Okay, I think there's 13 principles in Think and Grow Rich. I follow every single one of them and they absolutely work. Now let me pause for just a moment. The main book that should be the foundation is the Bible. Okay, inside the Bible, study the wisdom of King Solomon. And men, when you study the wisdom of King Solomon, there's two components of that. There's what he prayed for, which was wisdom. It's all right here, guys. Wisdom. Okay, he didn't pray for wealth, he prayed for wisdom, which is from the mind, the ability to go out and activate on his free will, but he also succumbed to lust. So it's a very important part. So as you start to build wealth, you have to be under control. Okay, next is Richest Man in Babylon. Okay. Why Richest Man in Babylon? This is how I operate my money. It's probably the most important book in regards to system. These are the two most important in regards to mindset. You have to master these two first. You have to, before you can even get here. Because if you don't have the mindset, you're going to keep repeating the same cycle. Richest Man in Babylon, simply the first rule is to create a brother or sister. Invest your first 10%. Okay? It's a system. The richest man in Babylon became the richest man in Babylon because he was constantly multiplying his money. And that's how I invented capital DR, cash flow into appreciating assets that have fixed supplies. I profit from those. I move them into protection to create another brother or sister, richest man in Babylon. And I leverage to create another brother and sister, richest man in Babylon. Okay. Then cash flow quadrant. Okay, so cash flow quadrant teaches you a quadrant, and most people are right here, and I want you to go research, okay, what that means. Up here is we're trading time for money, okay, and then we use that money to get debt, which makes us give up more time, okay. then you move down here, you move up here, and your goal is to get down here. And so this is where I'm at. I'm kind of halfway between these two. So for example, I have not only built 6 different companies, I've scaled the company. So now I have other people that work with me, and I no longer have to fully trade not time for money in some areas, but some areas I'm trading time for money. But what I did is I take my income, and that's how I became rich, is I take my income and I invest it into things that don't require time. So I'm turning 50 in a month, holy shit. I'm turning 50 in a month. In the next 9 years, my goal is to make as much income off of my dividends where I don't have to trade any time for as my ecosystem creates. Okay, that's how winning is done. So let's recap. Cashflow Quadrant is gonna give you the power of an understanding of how cash actually works, how cash is trash, and how to navigate cash by becoming an investor. Richest Man in Babylon is going to teach you how to create the system. Think and Grow Rich is going to give you the 13 principles that if you use every single day, it's going to help your reticular activating system guide you to become a millionaire. And then Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. The 2 things I want you to walk away from is here and here. So your homework is to pick one of these books. Okay, I want you to read the book. I want you to listen to the book. I want you to chat the book. I want you to build notes around the book. And I want you to tag me after you read the book. That is your homework. Don't take this as entertainment. Take this as education. Okay. Now, if you need support, I created what's called Capital DR. It is actually trademark pending. We're just waiting for our trademark number. It is a system that I created to help people understand how to operate in this. Capital DR is a system. It's not an investment. It's an educational system that teaches you how to beat inflation, teaches you how to get into assets that beat inflation, understand how the US dollar works, understand how to rewire the brain, and create a system that can help your family for generations. So down below, you'll see a link. You can join the Capital DR system or interview with my team to find out our education systems. If you're on social media, just click the link above and you'll get in there. But I just want to share these 4 books with you that absolutely changed my life. And then number 1, guys, read the Bible. Okay, and if you're struggling to read the Bible, did I spell Bible right? Bible. I guess you don't need to know how to spell to be a millionaire. Bible is read Proverbs 1 through 31. That's it. Just read Proverbs every single day. That's how I started. I still struggle to read the Bible every single day, but I do use that as my guide. The Bible to me is like the greatest owner's manual for a human being. So, I believe in God. I believe in Jesus Christ, and I honor God in everything I do. Warriors, rise! Get your shit together. Love you guys.